I can guarantee that if you watch this entire video, you will never waver when it comes to your desires again. And I know that's a crazy guarantee, but just watch the video and you'll see what I mean. I am Beyond Taylor, and I am here to help you go beyond your self-imposed limitations. Before we get started, Thriving Creator, the mini mastermind starts April 15th. I'm taking 10 powerful, magnetic, creative women towards this journey of stepping into the fact that you are a thriving creator now. Not waiting for circumstances to change, but accepting that now and making circumstances meet you where you're at. So in this 8-week mini mastermind, we are going to live in the in, talk about content creation, sales, the side that I know most creators don't like to talk about, right? The business. But for the most part, understanding that you are already a thriving creator now, and your refusal to accept that is the only reason why your circumstances aren't showing you that. So if you're interested, link is down below. It's on sale until April 5th, and their prices will go up. So sign up, sign up, sign up. Also, you can work with me one-on-one if you prefer more private mentorship. Link to apply is down below. We do an interview to see if we're a good fit. And then you can also sign up for my free community, which will be moving soon. So I would just sign up now so you can stay in the loop with what we have going on. It's called The Confident Creator. It's a free group membership. So see you guys inside. All right. How is it that I can make a promise so big? Because I know who you truly are. Let's talk about why it's important to not waver, right? When it comes to your desire. Because in the Bible it says this, right? You can't serve two masters. And Neville says this all the time, right? You cannot serve two masters, which means you cannot serve the state of consciousness that is aligned with your desires, or the state of consciousness where you are who you want to be and you have what you want to have, while also serving a state of consciousness that is denying you your desires. You got to pick one, because wherever you are placing your attention, that's what's going to be reflected back to you. So that's why it's important not to waver, so that you can stay with your attention on what you want long enough for you to like vibrate, right? Because everything is just energy and frequency, right? So you want to make sure that you are an energetic match. You want to make sure that you are a vibrational match to your desires. And if you just like look there a couple times, depending on your belief in the process, it's not going to happen like automatically. Except for if you do what I'm about to tell you to do. So just stay tuned, stay tuned. We're not going to make this too long. But it's important for you to see the importance for not wavering in your desire. Because many of you, that's exactly what you're doing, right? You tried the methods. I know I made a video like ditch robotic affirmations, try this instead. And I stick with that, but we're not talking about that right now. But I'm not against any method. Like if robotic affirmations is your way of getting yourself to like be in the wish fulfilled, then do that. If it's visualization, then do that, right? If it's scripting, then do that. If it's mirror work, then do that. Whatever it is that's going to get you into the state of the wish fulfilled, do what you got to do. The issue is not you getting into the state, because you have no problem saying, this is what I want and it's mine. You have no problem saying that. It's when circumstances start to present that are opposite of what you're claiming, when you start to like shiver a little bit. You know, like you start to stumble, and then you start to put your attention on the state of consciousness where it is denying your manifestation because you're responding to your reality. So then you just get in this feedback loop of, I don't have it. Reality is showing me how I don't have it. So I'm responding to reality from the consciousness of I don't have it. So then reality keeps giving it back to me, because it's like, okay, this is what you're a vibrational match to. So let me continue to give this to you. Whereas when you stay in the wish fulfilled, even if your circumstances are seemingly denying your desire, the feedback starts to change. There's techniques that will teach you how to not waver. Like I did a lot of research on robotic affirming, because when I made that video about this robotic affirming, I had a lot to say, but I did not do my research. Like I knew what it was, but I hadn't really I watched a couple videos on it, but I did a lot of research today and I came to the realization that it's just a technique. Like, it's really nothing wrong with it. My issue with it though is that and because I come from like a non-dual background, like Advaita Vedanta background, where it talks about like there is no self, and like thinking is just solidifying the identity in a separate self. That's only my issue with it, is that it's still making it kind of like a means to an end. But I heard someone say that you're thinking all day anyway, you might as well think about your desire. And I was like, period. And especially, but my thing is like, I want you to think from the state though, not to think of your desire like robotic affirming all day because you want to get something, but because you are already in the wish fulfilled. And like, this is the way that you are utilizing the mind as a tool. But I feel like the reason why robotic affirming doesn't, or any of, not just robotic affirming, but any of the practices, they don't work, is because people are approaching it from lack. And it's like, I understand the techniques are supposed to get you into the wish fulfilled, but in this video I'm going to show you how you are never not in the wish fulfilled, which is why after this you're never going to waver again, because these techniques have it backwards. These practices are not to get you into the wish fulfilled. These practices are to use the mind as a tool for the reality creation game. But you are already in the wish fulfilled. You are already what you desire, who you desire. You already have everything that you want. But your biggest issue is that you're looking for reality to confirm that. And you shouldn't. Because every time you do, you're gonna waver. Because reality is going to change. If there's one thing you can count on in this world, is that things are going to change. So reality will change. And when it changes, I hear, certain advice. It's like, okay, well, just think new thoughts. Like, just stay with the affirmation. It's like, yes, that's one way. Reach for a better feeling. That's another way. Take a nap. That's one way. And take a nap. I'm with take a nap, right? Distract yourself. Think about something else. All these things are great. They are great tools. But there's something that's even more, that's better. Because it's so intimately close to you that you don't have to do anything. You literally don't have to do anything in order to recognize that you are already in the wish fulfilled. Because you are already it. You are already everything. You are already the I am. If you've been watching my videos, you know where this was going. I am. If I ask you who you are, what would you say? I am blank, blank, blank. If I asked you who you were 10 years ago, maybe the answer would change. But what wouldn't change is the fact that you say, I am. So there's something about you that's consistent. It's eternal. And it's everlasting. And it doesn't change. It's just always aware of changes. And you are never not it. You are never not I am. If I were to ask you, are you aware in this moment? What would you say? If you have to think about it, maybe you would be like, what does she mean by am I aware? If you were able to answer the question, then obviously you are aware. Not obviously, like not, oh, you're dumb to even wonder that. But for you to answer the question, or for you to even think about what I mean, you had to have been aware of me asking the question. You're aware of this video. You are always aware. If you're not aware, there's no experience. So as long as there's an experience, whether it's here or in your dreams or even in deep sleep, there's an experience of nothingness. You are there. That is who you are. Not what you see. Not what comes and goes, like the body that changes. It doesn't look the same as it did 10 years ago, 5 years ago, a year ago. It looks different. Maybe in subtle ways, but there's differences. You're not the same age. You don't have the same thoughts. All those things come and go. But you as awareness are there, and you do not come and go. So as I was editing the video, I realized that some of you would really benefit from a visual, because I know talking about your true nature can be a bit elusive because it's not an object. It's not something that you can point at. So I feel like to really nail in what I'm saying, we're going to use the whiteboard. So what I want you to do is use your imagination. And I want you to imagine that this whiteboard is the I am. It's simply awareness. Ooh, this marker is going out. But it's simply awareness, right? It is Imagine there's no borders. It's space. It's just like the space that's in your room right now. It's just infinite. Again, there are no borders. It's just space. This is who you are. You are this whiteboard. Now, who you take yourself to be is this. This is you. And then this is your reality. This is a tree. This is a house, right? This is a city. These are people in the city. Now, you as awareness have localized yourself to an individual, which is the body, right? This is you. How do you know it's you? Because you say, I am. You start off with saying, I am, and then blah, blah, blah. Notice how in order for there to be an image, in order for there to be the person and other people and the tree and the city, I am had to be first. None of this would be able to exist. And all exist means is to stand out from. So none of this would exist without the background of awareness, without the background of space, the same space that's in your room right now, right? You see space, we typically turn our attention towards objects and not to the space itself, but the space is there, or there would be no objects. So you're taking yourself, you localize yourself as I am to a body, right? And if the tree could talk, it would say, I am a tree. The other people, they're saying, I am Jim. I am Sarah. And what's happening is like, I am here. And everything else is over there. Because we're not accounting for the fact that the space is what the image is appearing in. And the space is what is all of these images are made out of, or again, we would not be able to see them. So it's like, I am here, that's over there, because we don't think that the space is relevant. Or we say like, this is my awareness, and we put ourselves in a box. This is my awareness. Notice that's just a thought appearing on the screen of awareness. This is my awareness. This is your awareness. So it's not the fact that this actually exists in the field of awareness. That's a thought that's creating these boxes, that's creating this limitation. So as soon as you think, you limit yourself, you localize yourself to a body, which means you take on the characteristics, the limitations of having a body in the mind. I had to get my eraser. But what I want you to see is this. Notice how I just erased everything. Everything can go. Where does awareness go? Where could awareness go? Awareness has been aware of you since you were a baby, a kid, a young adult, to who you are now. You are aware of these changes, but you yourself as awareness doesn't change. Awareness is not affected by the changes that it sees. A thought of, I am cool. I am not cool. Awareness is just aware of that. It's not affected. Is this whiteboard affected by any of these words? No. The individual will be, I am cool. So now it's seeing the lens through, I am cool. Or if it takes, or I am not cool, right? Or if it says, I am cool. Whatever it's identifying with, that's what it's seeing the world through the lens through. But that's simply because it's forgetting that it's just the space in which it appears and it's not localized. It veiled itself, right? Because what happens is, let's say the space is very limited, right? Because some of you have a lot of thoughts and feelings going on. Yes, Amaya, you have a lot of thoughts and feelings going on that it seems like there is no space. Yes, Amaya. It seems like there is no space. So it's seeming as if the image is veiling the space. It's seeming as if the image is blocking the space, but the space is still there. I can color this entire board orange. Is the white gonna go away? So it doesn't matter how clouded you think your world is with your thoughts and the thoughts are just creating that separation, that identification, because are these things actually separate from awareness's standpoint? No, from the individual it could say, I am here, and this person will say, I am there. But from awareness, it's just experience appearing. And you are the awareness. You are not the individuals. You've localized yourself in there because you have a thought. Notice that. See that thoughts are coming and going in you. Again, if I colored this whole thing orange, where would the white go? It would still be there. It would just be veiled by it. That's what's happening in your experience. You are the I am. You are the all. Awareness. It's your experience is being veiled by thoughts that's saying, okay, Samaya, I'm almost done. Your experience is being veiled by thoughts that's saying, I am this or that. That's my cue. Let's get back to the video. And you lack nothing. You are always aware of lack. You are aware of thoughts that say, I need this in order to be okay, right? You are aware of the thoughts when you're going to these crappy jobs. In the thought of saying, this is a crappy job. That's just a thought. Really, it's just energy in motion. It's just a bunch of atoms vibrating in space that's making a form. And the form is a job. Or the form is your body. Or the form is a sensation of disgust or hatred. But these things come in and out of you as awareness. And you remain present, unbothered, undisturbed. That is who you are. So how could you ever be in lack or be separate from anything? How could you be separate from your desires when you are only aware of thoughts about being separate from your desires? And some of you will say, but I don't have the house now. I don't have the mega mansion. I don't have the car that I want. I don't have the relationships. I am separate from it. That's a thought. Like, stick with me. Because then you'll say, no, I'm really looking into my environment. And what I see is the car that I have. And it's not the car that I want. The car that you want, where is it coming from? A thought. An imaginative thought. That is why you are suffering. That is why you think you're separate from it. Just see that it's a thought. And see that another thought is coming right after it. Another thought is right behind it. And you continuously have thoughts that come and go and come and go. And that's why you think that you are not in the wish fulfilled, because you have a thought that says, I'm not in the wish fulfilled. Meanwhile, the I am is always, it can never not be in the wish fulfilled, because it is already everything that you seek. And you don't have to think better thoughts. You don't have to feel better. You don't have to do any of that, because you're aware of all of those things. And the awareness is whole and complete as it is. So how are you not going to waver anymore? Because you're always aware of wavering. You could never waver. How could you waver? You are changeless. You have never changed who you truly are. But you are just aware of change, which is why you could never waver. Because you have been identified with the limited version of the self. You have taken yourself to really be the body and the mind. And you've taken on the limitations that come with being a body and the mind, that you've forgotten who you really are. So, will the separate self, who you claim yourself to be when you say, I am this, and then you like really identify with the form of who you are, will that aspect of the self waver? Yes, there will be thoughts of wavering. There will be sensations of anxiety. But those things are coming and going in you as the non-wavering self. And the more that you can remember that and take your attention to the aspect of yourself that does not change, you will not waver. You've never wavered. You've always been aware of wavering. And from there, do the practices, visualize, say affirmations, do robotic affirming, do mirror work, do 369 scripting, all those methods, because those methods are not about getting anything. They're just about playing in reality. You play a different game. Before, you were thinking that you needed to do all these things to get in the state of the wish fulfilled so you could get your desire. But when you realize that you have never not been in the state of the wish fulfilled, that you are always aware of thoughts that's saying that you're not, or you're aware of thoughts that's saying that you're in lack, or you're aware of thoughts that's denying you of your desire, you realize that you can just see that. Remain as the witness. Just remain as you are. Be as you are. You have never not been yourself. You don't have to do anything to be yourself. You're it now. Are you aware of me? Are you aware of the sound of my voice? You are it now. When you turn this video off, you will be it. Tomorrow you will be it. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And you will consistently be aware of changes, but you yourself will never change, because you are the I am. You are awareness. You are the awareness in which this experience is appearing in. It seems as if you are in a room watching me on whatever you're watching me on. But really the room is inside of you as awareness. The room will change. You will not. And the way to really see this is by meditating. In the beginning, it's going to require some effort. Not effort to be yourself, but the effort to remove the blocks that's preventing you from seeing this. That's where the effort is coming in. Not so you can be yourself, because you have never not been yourself, but the effort is about removing the blocks that's preventing you from seeing this. The best way to go about that is through meditation, through self-inquiry, which I've talked about time and time and time again, which is what we're also going to be talking about in Thriving Creator, the 8-week mastermind. Sign up down below. Thriving Creator, you are already it. I said self-inquiry, I said meditation, mindfulness. It's like it's just an immense amount of concentration that's needed in the beginning, because you've been so used to turning your attention outward that you got to learn how to turn your attention back to the source, or just like let your attention be. But in the beginning, it's like concentrate your attention, and then it happens on its own, because it's a muscle memory. You like start training that muscle to where you don't have to think about like, oh, I gotta turn my attention to who I am. It's automatic. It just happens. Like you just start to like relax and rest into the truth of who you are, which is why, you know, so many manifestation teachings talk about surrendering, relaxation, just being, letting go, not as a practice, but as the naturalness of who you are. Hope I convince you. And honestly, I don't have to convince you, because it's the truth. You have never wavered. So you will never waver again, because you've never wavered who you truly are. You will be aware of the self that's wavering. You will be aware of thoughts denying you of your desire. You will be aware of feelings that seem to restrict you from being in the wish fulfilled. But these things are coming and going in you. As the wish fulfilled, you are the wish fulfilled. You are your own answered prayer. You are what you are looking for. I'm telling you, it's only the thoughts that's denying it. Just look into your experience. Like, this is not just no theory, me trying to, you know, sell you something or sound cool or whatever. Like, this is, go to your experience. You're gonna see that it's not reality itself that is wrong. It's your thoughts about it, which is why people say, you know, change your thoughts to change your world. Yes, absolutely, because your thoughts are like putting the glasses over your experience, right? It's creating your perception. But changing your thoughts to change your world is not going to bring you what you're looking for. Even still, it's not going to bring you what you're looking for, because what you're looking for is to remember who you are. You're thinking that it's the things. So because what happens is that, let's say you robotically affirm and then you get the thing. Let's say you want to be a you want to have a song that goes like number one Billboard record, and you robotically affirm, I have a number one Billboard record, or you want to go viral, right? I went viral, right? My content went viral. I'm a viral sensation. When it comes, because you impress the subconscious through repetition, or you impress the subconscious through stats, or however you impress the subconscious, when it comes, what's going to happen is the thought is going to go away of I don't have. And that's what you think is that's what you think is making you fulfilled. But all it is that you stop focusing on thoughts. Or even like, let's think about it, because I just had the epiphany, even with robotic affirming. When you think like having a more billboard, it's not the actual external thing that's giving you the sensation. It's the fact that you're not thinking about how you don't have it anymore. That's putting you into the wish fulfilled. But even that has a limitation. Because as a separate self, and when you constantly are identified with the separate self from the limitation of like thinking has no choice but to put reality and components and separate it. So from that perspective, you're always going to feel like something's missing. Because it is. I mean, actually, it's not. But from the separate self's perspective, right? From the I am this person in this body, it's always going to be this disconnect from the rest of the world. So what you really want is to like feel whole. And thinking for a while will give you that. Your desire for a while will give you that. But eventually a new desire will sprout up. And that's fine. Like, have fun with your desires. But don't constantly chase the next thing, looking for what you already have access to. Don't constantly chase the next technique that puts you in a wish fulfill when you have never not been in a wish fulfill. And again, you could test this out for yourself. Just see. It's going to be difficult in the beginning. But when you meditate long enough, or you have any practice that allows you to concentrate long enough, and you can stop taking your attention to your thoughts, to your feelings, to the changing aspect of reality, just to what changes, and you can start to turn your attention to what doesn't change, it's very evident that like, oh, this moment exactly as it is what I've been looking for. Because I don't have this narration that it's not. There's no narration telling me that it should be anything other than what it is. It was always the narration telling me that it should be anything other than what it is that was causing me to suffer. And from there, go out and create. Because you're not doing it to attain. You're doing it to just express the fullness of who you are as consciousness. And when wavering comes, let it come. You aren't wavering. You're just aware of it. And then you have a completely different relationship with everything around you. And then all the other spiritual goodies, they become a part of this, right? Seeing, really being able to see into the matrix of it, really being able to see the holographic nature of it, really being able to see the dreamlike nature of it. All of that becomes very evident when you leave your thoughts alone. And not leave them alone permanently, because you cannot stop thinking, but you leave them alone as like being reality. Thoughts are not reality. Thoughts are shaping your perspective of reality. Thoughts are a tool. Use them as a tool. When you start to use them as a tool, you can see the dreamlike nature of reality. But that requires a ton of concentration. Which you have. And which you have the ability to practice. But yeah, that's all I got. I love you guys. And I will be seeing you inside of wherever you want to see me. Y'all know where to find me. Links are down below. See you. Bye.